Hi everyone, Stacy from Dies to Die For. Welcome to another card making video. I know it's a little past Valentine's Day. I didn't quite get around to this card since my kids were home, but I wanted to make a fun Valentine's Day shaker card. I've already done the slimline version right there, see? So I'm going to make it in an A2 and show you how I did it. It's been a while since I've made a shaker card. First, I started with a brown base, and I'm going to take my Simon Hurley Game Over ink and put it around the edges. Sorry, that's kind of loud, isn't it? Okay, and then take my scissors and rough up the edges. I've already made my base, I'm just doing this to show you what I did. Then sometimes if I think it needs it, I'll go back and put a little bit more ink on those edges that I just roughed up. So now that we know how I made that, then let me see, where's my die? I took our crayon heart die. I love this die. I use these hearts a lot. And I cut out, I believe, 2 sets of each. 2 sets meaning the large, medium, and small. And I just took the outside of the heart and threw them randomly all over or whatever and glued them down. I already have one that's glued though, so we will move on to that. That's how I did my background. Then, to do my shaker part, I took a piece of the acetate, and mine comes with blue film on it. If yours doesn't, you won't have to do this part, but I cut it down. I took my frame die, and I measured it out. This is our wood picture frame, right there. For the slimline version, I used the slimline wood picture frame right here. Let go. Anyway, I cut my acetate piece so that it would go right behind the frame. Then I took the ink again and went around the frame. And it's okay if you do something like that. It adds a little more color. I like that. The messier the ink, the better. You can even take the ink pad and go along the inside really quick, add a little more color inside. And I'm gonna do this full frame because I want to glue it down and I want to have to go back later. Okay. I'm going to take my film off of my acetate sheet. Am I still on camera? I'm not. I'm trying not to touch this with my fingers too much. You can clean it off with a cloth, but I did not grab one, silly me. Glue that frame down good. And this is going to be on the outside of the shaker box, so it doesn't really matter if you cover every single. And I just got my fingers on it. Every single inch with glue. So just kind of glue it on there. Lift it up and make sure that none of that part is showing. Put that on the right way, right? Get out. Yep, okay. I didn't know if I had flipped it over and the film's supposed to still be on the inside. That. Then I also roughed up the edges of the frame. Like that. I already already have one of these done though, so this was just to show you what I did. Oh, I should have grabbed a cloth. I'll wipe it off on my shirt. Then once I had those pieces done, I put a layer of foam tape going around all 4 edges. And when you put that on, make sure that you get it as tight as possible so none of your beads or whatever you choose to put in there is slipping out. Hold on, I'm going to wipe off the inside of this real quick. The outside I can wipe off later, but wipe it off camera. There we go. Okay. Now your shaker is ready. And debating if I take the foam tape backing off right now so I don't have to wiggle it all. No, we'll wait. Okay, now comes the filler pieces. You can use whatever you want to fill it. I'm going to use some beads today because I had this whole big thing of beads sitting in the back room at my warehouse that I had completely forgotten about. I got it a long time ago, so I'm trying to use some of these beads up, and I'm just going to put some different colors in here. You don't need a whole lot of any one color. I want to kind of stick with the brown, red, and white theme. Put some white in there. And I know there's some people, not looking at you, Lou, but some people that fill their shaker boxes all the way to the top. I don't do that because I like I like to put stuff on the background and I like them to show through. Not saying that Lou's way is wrong. That's just how she chooses to do it. Does it give me anxiety? Yes, probably. Add some brown in there. Okay, there's that. And don't ask me where I got these containers of beads. I've had them so long. I don't even know. I know I used to sell them, but... Alright, then, where is my other flower die? I took the Bette Manning, I believe this is August, her August set, and I cut out some of the flowers in white, little daisy kind of. Throw some of those in there. These two are curved. I must have got them from another project, so we'll just throw those in there too. Put a couple of small ones. Maybe one more. And then I'm going to take some of my sequins because I think it adds a little glittery kind of look to it. Okay, that should be about halfway full is what I want mine. And Lou, if that stresses you out that I'm only filling it halfway, don't watch. Because that's what I'm doing. Just don't watch this part. I mean, you have to watch my videos, right? Take the back off. No, for me, this is the hardest part because this is a little bit... Trying to get it lined up. That's what's the hardest part for me. And I don't know a good way to do it. Well, a good way to do it might actually... Yes, I do. Okay, let's change that thought a minute. Let me grab a piece of cardstock. Just have to come right over here to my file cabinet drawers. And... find my cutter. I do not see my cutter, so this is a little wrinkled, but it won't matter if I just cut it about the size. And my cutting is not going to be straight, so do not judge me. Now, if I take this white piece and seal it really well, then, no, That doesn't work. Silly me. I should have done it the other way around. Because now, once again, I was just showing you guys what not to do. I forgot I wanted the brown showing through. Didn't want the back solid white. But, you know what would have worked? Anyway, that's the way to do it if you want your back solid white. If you don't have little pieces on your back. Now you guys get to watch me peel all of this off. Ooh, actually, that might be kind of cool. Have the, oh, how do you think that would look? See, sometimes mistakes are happy mistakes. Let me lift it up and see. Ooh, I like that. A little bit of a torn paper edge in there. I'm gonna have to remember that. I think I'm gonna leave the little bit that's still on there, maybe. Maybe add a little bit more. See, that's what I always say, like when people are like, oh, I messed this up or I messed that up. I mess up all the time. But I'm the only one who knew what I wanted the card to look like. So to other people, what I perceive as a mess up is not really a mess up because they didn't know what I wanted my card to look like. But now I'm going to have to put some glue. I already have, with this, because I'm gluing this foam tape, you do want to make sure that you have all of it covered. Because you don't want any of those beads to stick out. Have plenty of glue on there. Okay, now what I could have done is I could have cut this exact size of the frame, the brown, and then added another brown piece behind it so it was sticking out more. Do you get what I'm saying? I get what I'm saying. But now that there's glue on it and it's not the foam tape, there is going to be a little bit of wiggle room once I flip it over if I don't have it exactly where I want it. Okay, let's flip it very carefully because that glue's still going to be wet. Now, hopefully there's a little wiggle room. Okay. Yep, there we go. Just like that. And yes, the heart on the top is sticking out there. I did that there too. I did that intentionally because I wanted it. I wanted that look. Okay. Now on the slimline, the piece I cut doesn't quite show. It's just used to back it. So but this, the frame's a little bit smaller than an A2 size. So. And I went in an A2 size. Now I'm going to take a smaller frame that I cut and glue it right on top of my acetate. If you wanted to, you could have glued this frame on the inside also. I like putting it on the outside though, because then I can fill my shaker box and not stress out about it. Look. In this little frame, I distress the edges also. Okay. Now, I use for the slimline version, I use the I love you more words, and for this I'm going to use the you and me, but these are all part of the slimline wood picture frame set. These go right in here. There's another smaller frame and I think a hello word that go with it also. That's where I got these little tiny words from. What are they? There's another word on here. It says through it all. So you could do like you and me through it all, or I love you through it all. The original intention on putting that on there is I wanted to do a seasons window card with all the 4 seasons, and then put I love you through it all. I'll get to that someday. Maybe my next video. Nope, not really, because I have a whole backup of cards that I need to make videos for. And I promised myself no more cards until I have all the videos done. Okay. Now, the great thing about this heart set is you have these little hearts in the center. I love using those. Actually, I think I use the center hearts more than the outside because they just make such a cute, random little heart. So I'm going to take a couple of those inside hearts and just lay them out on the corners of my frame. Maybe, I think that one's a big one. I think this one's a little too big. I want to use the medium size probably. Yeah, like that. Just like that. I can see that torn edge of the white around the inside of the shaker. I really like that. I'm so glad I showed you guys what not to do so I could get that effect. Maybe that's what I should rename my channel. Card making, what not to do. Since it seems like every video I just make a mistake. Or 20. All right, last little piece. Now, the glue still has to dry, but I'll shake it very carefully. That's what you get. So here are your shaker cards for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on our next video. Have a great day.